Welcome. We are a mother-daughter podcast about all things surrogacy. Together, we have brought 8 beautiful babies into this world, and we would like to share through education and knowledge about surrogacy with those who want to educate themselves on the topic. This is Stop.Sit.Surrogate. This episode is sponsored by U.S. Surrogacy, LLC. If you've ever dreamed of helping grow a family or are hoping to grow your own, U.S. Surrogacy, LLC is here to guide you every step of the way. They are a dedicated surrogacy agency committed to supporting intended parents and surrogates through a compassionate, ethical, and well-supported journey. U.S. Surrogacy, LLC works with amazing women who want to make a life-changing difference by becoming a surrogate, while also helping intended parents experience the incredible gift of parenthood. Their team focuses on transparency, strong communication, and personalized support so that everyone involved feels confident, cared for, and informed throughout the entire process. If you've ever considered becoming a surrogate, or if you're an intended parent exploring your options, U.S. Surrogacy LLC is ready to help you take that next step. To learn more about their programs and how you can get started, visit us-surrogacy.com. That's us-surrogacy.com. And now let's get into today's episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Stop.Sit.Surrogate with Kennedy and Ellen.
Hey, everybody.
Friday Facts. We are going to talk about attachment or not attachment in surrogacy. So we are going to let you ladies introduce yourselves. We have 2 wonderful surrogates. Amber, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Amber. I'm a one-time surrogate from Georgia working on my second journey.
Yay! And Amanda.
I'm Amanda. I'm a 3-time surrogate. I just finished my 3rd journey, and I'm from Pennsylvania.
Yay! Oh, God, you are early. Amanda messaged me this morning at like 4 a.m. and I was like, she must be somewhere that's super ahead.
Yeah.
I think, are we the same time zone?
Oh, we probably are, yeah.
Eastern?
We're on Eastern, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we're just over here
for joining
But
us.
I was up way early, so.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, gosh, bless your heart.
Sorry.
All right. Well, let's just get right into it, right? Because the number one thing that I hear as a surrogate is like, oh my gosh, how could you give up the baby? It's your baby. No,
It's in that voice that you hear people say it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
when they
that's
say
what I
it,
thought.
that's
Okay.
how I hear it.
That's how you hear it.
So
Okay.
uneducated.
It's fine. It's fine.
I roll in everything.
Yeah, thanks. But have you guys encountered that? Like, do you not feel attached? Do you feel attached? Like, do you get those remarks?
So yes, and I would always be like, no, you don't get attached to them because they're not your baby.
Mm-hmm.
However, this journey was a little bit different, and I can share now, or we can see how Amber feels. But this journey, I did pump for the baby, and I also acted as a nanny for the baby for the first month of her life.
No way.
So she turned 1 month, and then a little thereafter they went home to the UK. And yeah, so it was different, and I did get attached.
Okay.
I would have too. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's different, but that's a great topic. We're going to circle right back to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Amber, what about you?
Yes, so definitely. I think one of the biggest things that I like to also tell people is, you go into it with a certain mindset, going into it, like, I'm not doing this for myself. If I wanted a baby, I would just have a baby for myself. So I'm going into it to not get attached, if that makes sense.
Makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yep. To those in the community, totally makes sense.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. And
I think part of it is they don't know that you're not using your own egg. Like, it is the science behind it. I don't think a lot of people understand that. So it's like, how could you not be attached? It's part of you. Yeah, well, let's back up. Yeah, it's not. So that's all.
Very true. And I'll just touch on it just so we give our 2 cents real quick in case it's somebody's first time here with us. 3.5 times surrogate, but really just a 3-time surrogate. But I never got attached to the baby. I literally only got attached to my last IM. I loved her so much. But I did get attached to my mom's second journey family.
It's weird.
So weird.
At the age of 8. Yeah, that's odd. I also
Yeah.
got attached to them, but yeah, not the baby. I mean, I love the babies, but not that. I was happy to see them. Bye bye. Love
Yeah.
you. Bye bye.
So you didn't get attached to any of the babies?
No.
Okay. Well, we just had to run through that real quick.
Not.
Okay, I gotta go back to you, Amanda. All right,
Yeah.
so you nannied.
How did
Yeah.
that come about? Seriously.
Okay. So, so with this journey, like my first 2 journeys was for the same couple, and I did not pump besides like at the hospital I pumped just to get that little bit of liquid out, but I didn't keep pumping. So this time they wanted me to pump and I was like, absolutely cool, I will pump. And so she was exclusively breast milk fed until they left. And even when she was in the hospital. So I was pumping before I got to the hospital. I had a whole bunch. It's like for the week before she was born, I was pumping.
Go girl.
I also thought this would help me go into labor. It didn't.
Okay.
So I kept pumping, through my labor, and then in the hospital when I got home. So I had a nice stash when we got there. And they were like, this is wonderful. Well, she ended up having jaundice and she needed to stay for a week in the NICU. So I was pumping at home and bringing the milk to the hospital. Now it's only like 15 minutes from my house. Like it's not really far. And the dads were staying also in that town. And I was off work. So I was just, pumping and bringing milk.
Yeah.
And, so I would see her, I'd get to go and visit her, in the hospital. And then they did go back to their house and I was still bringing over the milk. And after a couple of days, they were like, we need to have you here always. They were like, this is a lot. So my previous couple was like super, super prepared to be dads. Like, and they were like, very much like, there was a clear line. My attachment was to the dads, not so much to the babies. I loved the babies, but I didn't have that, like, a lot of one-on-one time with them. After, they were born. It was like an hour after birth and like an hour later and like an hour before they left for home. It wasn't so like 3 hours after they were born.
Yeah.
But her, I was actually the first skin to skin too, because they plopped her on top of me and they didn't do the cutting until the cord stopped pulsing.
Okay.
So yeah, and these were like really needy dads, really ill prepared, very overwhelmed with the whole process. And they just said, would you be able to, come over and help with the baby? And I was like, yeah, absolutely, I will. I didn't necessarily think of the like consequences of that action.
Okay. Which was attachment, but
Which was attachment.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. Would you say that you had attachment during the pregnancy?
No.
Okay.
It was taking
it was
care
just
of her.
a normal, it was just a normal pregnancy.
For
It was
sure.
just a normal, like a normal surrogacy pregnancy, whereas I know this baby is not mine. And I still know the baby's not mine.
Yeah.
Right. You grew a great love for her. Like you guys bonded. Like that's totally.
You were a caretaker. Caretakers bond with their children. Yeah.
I would think you're inhumane.
Right. If you
to
didn't
not have grown some type of attachment after like caring for her and being there like daily, like for like a month. Like that's
I was
a
gonna
lot.
say, yeah, if you have an actual baby in front of you, who's not gonna love that?
Yeah.
You know?
and miss it when it's gone. Like,
Exactly.
Of course. Like, did you cry extra hard when she left?
Oh yeah. My husband knew it would be this way. Like when I was like, I'm gonna go watch the baby, and he was like, I think that's like the best idea. And I'm like, yeah, it's the best idea. And then like, because I would be alone with her while they were trying to catch up with sleep and stuff like that. So we had like a lot of just me and her one-on-one time bonding, and they were like, she's so much better for you. She acts so good for you. And I'm just like, but my voice was the first voice she knew, and my smell was the first smell she knew. And she heard my heart for 9 months. So it's like, of course the baby is going to
it's a calming nature.
It's definitely not something I don't think it's normal for surrogates to do that. And for this reason, because,
Yeah.
you know, it's hard on everybody, that
Plus you got all
extra.
those hormones and all those feels, and you're like,
Right. And you're like constantly sniffing a baby, just like,
yeah.
oh, yay, baby.
Oh,
But I didn't want another baby, obviously. My youngest is
Right.
11. No, thank you.
okay.
Oh gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh, starting over. That's me right now.
Right, I know.
Oh, dear Lord. Oh, it's
You
fine.
said it, not me.
Yeah, I said it. Great. Love it.
You're still young. You're still young.
No, but I think that's completely acceptable
Are you sorry you did it? Are you sorry you watched her?
Not at all.
Of course
No.
not. See, I wouldn't be
No.
either.
Yeah.
Me neither.
And did you want to pack her in your purse and take her home?
I think my husband did.
Aw,
Oh, so he got attached
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and my youngest is 11, and she would come with me a lot when I would go over there, and she loved holding the baby and taking care of the baby too. So yeah, so it was, I would say us three. Not all my kids met this baby. I kind of gave them the choice. And really Nomi was the only one that was like, I want to go over and see the baby.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then the other two that went and met the baby, they were just like, they held the baby and they were like cool, and they hung out for like an hour, but then they left. So
yeah, teenagers.
teenagers, right?
Yeah. How funny. Amber, what about you? Because you have completed one journey. So,
Mhm.
and you've been in this, I mean, you work in the industry. Amber gave her story, like a couple weeks ago, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. But so were you attached at all, like during pregnancy or after birth?
No, so it was more just excitement for them. As I mentioned, like when I talked to you, and I'll remind everybody too, like I worked in OB, so I got to scan myself all the time. So like it was just fun because I was like, oh, look at what your baby's doing right now, updating them on like what was going on. And then after the delivery, like I didn't get the closure that I needed. And so it was just kind of like, no, because I didn't have the opportunity to get attached, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yes.
But I will say I had a little bit of redemption a couple weeks ago. So my boss, Jennifer, not my surrogate baby, but my boss, Jennifer, she delivered back in December, and her intended dad was in Florida, and he has family like that lives close to us. And so he's like moving up here. Well, she delivered a whole month early, and he didn't have his like house ready. And so he's actually living in her basement at the moment. She has like a fully furnished basement.
Holy cow.
So he's a single dad. She is in the same boat as you, Amanda. She like is pretty much being a nanny to this baby.
Oh, wow.
And so he's elder. He's a little bit older. I won't say elderly, but he's a little bit older.
Sure.
And his mom died recently, and he was going to have to travel like 2 hours. And because of the baby was being still kind of on the preemie side, he was afraid to go that far alone with him. And so I kept him overnight.
You did?
Oh, wow.
I did. So my son did not get to hold my surrogate baby, but he got to hold Jennifer's, my boss. So
Oh, I just got that chills, Amber.
I know.
That's like
Look,
circle moment.
yes. So like, I was just telling you all of the bad stuff that happened, and then this happened pretty much like right after.
Oh
So
my God.
That's really
we
cool.
got home, and my son was like, I love him. Oh, hold on. And blur my screen so you can see it.
Oh, look, you got a little guy.
Oh,
I know. How
I can
cute.
half see
He's
it. It's so
4,
cute.
I know
right?
it's kind of hard.
How cute.
Oh my God. Oh, look how happy your son is. Like he's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's sweet.
So
He said,
cute.
I love him. I said, well, we're not keeping him.
Oh, sweet. No, but I'm
So
really happy because I remember that was a hard ending for you, not the ending that you had imagined. So I love that there's like some redemption for you and your family.
Things happen for reasons. They do. Not that you should have had a hard ending, but that part of it where you got to kind of help somebody else. Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. So when people do, or if they haven't, go ahead and share that too. But have people ever come up to you guys and been like, you're attached? Like, how can you give up this baby? How dare you, sell your child or whatever? I've heard some absurd things. Amanda, you said something in the past. I'm curious if you're going to say it again. So if you don't, I'm going to repeat what you said.
Oh my God, what did I say? I don't remember all the things I said.
You said that it was like you were renting out your womb.
Yes.
You didn't sell a baby. You were renting out your room. It
Yeah.
was never your baby. But yeah, so have you ladies ever encountered those interactions?
Yeah, I mean, I have, but when I explain it, I'm like, it's not biologically related to me. And I mean, I was really honest, like with my three children, I bonded with them after I gave birth to them. Like you have your nice little yay, I feel my belly and it's fun, but you
Mhm.
don't really, I don't, for me, I
Mhm.
didn't really like get that I'm a mom feeling
Mm,
until I was with my baby,
yeah.
Mhm.
until you're holding your baby and nursing your baby and all those things, getting to like enjoy their little faces and their little personalities as they grow. And
Yeah.
you don't usually have that with a surrogate baby in the same way.
Mhm.
Um, and so, I explained that to somebody, and like one of my mom friends was like, she was like, how are you doing like after the baby left? And I said, to be honest, not as well as I did with the others, because you know, there's that I just could take care of
Nice.
her every day. She's
Yeah.
lovely. But I mean, I was happy I got to go home and sleep all night.
Right.
These
Yeah.
dads were run ragged and they couldn't even figure out,
Oh,
there was two of them doing a diaper change.
oh
Like it
God.
took a while before they were one
So
man
cute.
to a baby.
That's
Yeah. And so for me, I was like happy to help, but happy to leave and get my rest and all the
Yeah.
things. So
right.
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 yeah.
No, that's a good way to put it.
I'll be 100% honest. I pretty much told everybody, like, hey, I'm doing surrogacy. Anybody, a stranger, I would tell them about it. And I
Okay.
honestly didn't get any bad reactions.
Wow.
Wow. Lucky.
That's amazing.
Hmm.
Because
That is
you're
amazing.
because we talked about it, right? Aren't you in like the Bible Belt or something?
Georgia.
I am.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. Yeah.
Hmm.
So like that
People just kept their opinions to themselves, apparently.
Huh.
as they should.
Exactly.
My first couple was from Georgia. People did not keep their opinions to themselves when we visited. Yeah, no.
Well, I
That was
hate
a long
that,
time ago.
but
Long
it's
time.
definitely a lot more normalized now. I think it's
Yeah.
getting there at least.
No, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I look at it as like I didn't attach. I task or job well done. When that baby or
Hmm.
babies came out healthy,
Mhm.
crying, it was like the relay. Here you go. Here's the baton. Your turn. I
Mhm.
did it. Your turn. That is exactly how I felt in every single one. Was
Mhm.
I excited to see them? Yeah. Oh, hi, little guy.
Hi,
You're so
kiddo.
cute. What's your name?
Hi. They want to know what your name is.
My name's Eli.
Eli.
Love
Eli, I
that
love
name.
that name.
My
Hi,
name's
buddy.
Eli.
Hi, Eli. How old are
Hi.
you?
They said hi. How old are you? You're in my ears.
I'm
Oh,
4.
you're 4. Okay. That's
Oh
a
my
great
gosh.
age. Great
Big
age.
boy.
It's on your
Yeah.
first
All
podcast.
right, go back to daddy.
So cute.
What are you
He
doing,
said
Mom?
super speed. Sorry.
Oh no,
That's
don't
okay.
be. I love when we get
I do too.
little bombards from the kiddos. It's so sweet. It's precious. See, like now my brain just went.
It's
I don't know
okay.
what you were saying,
Did you
Mom.
attach, Kennedy? No, I
Did
don't
I
think so.
attach? No. Especially that last baby. You
Well,
can
we
get
know.
the baby out of here. But my first surrogate
That was
baby,
awful.
she that was great. I mean, they stayed because they were from Asia, so like they had to stay here for like a month. They did not have me be a nanny. They had a professional nanny show up 15 minutes after the birth. So like that was super fun. But
Insane.
they were super great. And we got to go out to dinner with them a couple times before they left and like but I could just not care less, but like I was like, good, baby's healthy. Baby is clearly being very well taken care of by like all these people in this house. Um, and I was just like, I want to talk to you guys. How are you doing as dads? Like how's it
Hmm.
going? It was fun. And then my second couple, um, I have a closer relationship than my first couple, but again, they live way overseas. They live in Australia, but I get pictures every now and then. I just got a picture. She's so big. She's like 6, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember when you were like tiny.
Oh, great.
Like, so it's fun. Third couple, I don't, hope you're well. And then fourth journey. It didn't. There was no baby at the end of it, but best journey of my life. Best intended mother I've ever met. Love her to pieces. and I got attached to her. And I was
Yeah.
really, 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 really sad when that ended. I took a while to like process before I told anybody, like, okay, this is not it
I know you
anymore.
posted your video and I cried with you. I was like, oh my
Oh.
gosh.
It was hard, and we were on that journey together for 2 years. Like there was no baby at the end of it. Like I grew a huge attachment to this woman who I secretly still go and see on Instagram and like see how she is, and if she was able to go, and pursue having a family another way, but nothing on that yet. But yeah, so that was hard. But babies, no. No. I think the closest thing I got to attachment was of a baby was the triplets, and that was because I loved those dads. And I was like, you have to leave me now. Like I love you
Still
people.
not your babies that you're
Yeah,
Bring me
still
supposed
not
to.
my
home.
and I was like what, like 8? Like,
Yeah, you were
it's
8.
just like
That's
I
crazy.
didn't care if they came home. I wanted the dads to come home. Like I was like, come be with us. So there's that. But yeah. Yeah. Did any of your kids have any types of attachments? Man, I know yours
I
are older.
Yeah, and I would say like so Nomi, when I started my first journey, she was 4.
Okay.
When the baby was born, my first one, she was 5, and she's 11 now. Um, so then when I do my video calls with them, which I have one about once a month still with them, um, Nomi will come in and she'll be on the phone with them as well. And like they're older now, like the younger one, she's going to be 6 this year. So, because
Yeah.
I had her in 2020, she was a COVID baby.
Oh God.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Those were fun
Um,
times.
but yeah, and so Nomi has been really the most involved of any of the kids.
Aw.
She's
Yeah.
always loved, well, she's the youngest, and so like this is the closest to her having like
Oh.
interactions with babies. She doesn't, any like
Right.
nieces and nephews and stuff like that, like Ray's nieces and nephews, which I guess are her cousins. Yes, her
Yeah.
cousins. Um, but they're little babies, so it's not like to me, like I think of cousins and I think everybody's like the same age because that's how it was when I was growing up, but
Yeah.
whatever. But that being said, like so she just loves babies. So and kids love her, babies love her. So she was attached, like she was like we're going over to the UK for her first birthday. Like the dads are like flying me and my husband over there
Aww.
for her first birthday. And you know, Nomi's so sad she can't go. And I'm like,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, I'm sad you can't go too, but also like really excited to go. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
This is a
yeah.
perk for mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mom.
That's so sweet though. But that makes
Absolutely.
sense.
She's
Cry
2
or
months old and
anything.
they're already planning for first birthday. Kudos, daddies.
No, no,
Kudos.
no,
They
not
were
that.
planning the first
Oh,
birthday, like
Yeah, this baby's 2 months
oh,
old.
this one's from the
old.
UK.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Okay.
other 2 are in
Pay attention.
Boston. So
Oh,
yeah.
local.
Yeah. Relatively local.
It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Aw, I feel for her. I do. My mom went to go see the triplets
Oh.
when they were 2.
Oh. Mhm.
And I got a surprise trip to go see my personal family in Alaska. And I was like, why does my sister and my mom get to go see the triplets and I go to Alaska? I was like, okay. Like, I was a little bitter. I'm happy I went to Alaska to go see my grandparents, but I'm like, okay.
And right there in a nutshell, that's what I had to deal with her growing
Sure.
up. So there you go,
For
audience.
sure.
There you go.
For sure.
There you go.
But no, yeah, that's very sweet of her to, but it's not like she wanted them to be her brother and sister.
No,
Okay.
no. I mean, she
Maybe.
knows that I
Yeah.
can't have any more babies like on my own. I mean, obviously, like I could have IVF, but like I'm not gonna do that. Um, but yeah, I mean, she knows like they're not related to her. Like she does understand that, and she understood that from a young age. Like I was really like I would just tell her about it, and
Yeah.
she would talk to them when I was pregnant. So yeah.
Sweet. Very
Honesty with
sweet.
kids, best policy. What about your
Yeah.
little guy?
Yeah, your 4-year-old.
So, yeah, so he was 3 when I did my journey, and I told him from the very beginning, I was like, Mommy has a baby in her belly. It's not our baby. And like, if you asked him, he would tell you, oh no, this is not our baby. This is da da da
Okay.
da da da's baby,
Good
you
for
know?
Okay.
him.
And so people would say, "Oh, are you having a brother or sister?" And he'd say, "It's not ours."
I
And
love it.
he would just
I wonder
straight
how
up
weird
say,
that
"It's
was.
not ours."
I love
I
it.
love it.
And so then that would prompt me to talk about it a little bit more with whoever I was with. But it was just sweet. He was just like, oh, okay. And then,
You understand.
he would just ask me how their baby's doing and
Oh, what a smart
all
little
of that.
guy. That's a hard
Yeah.
thing to
hmm
ask at 3. Like that's
Yeah, he
a
did
lot.
very well with it. And honestly, like, so he came and saw us in the hospital. He got to just like peek over into the bassinet at her, but he's honestly not mentioned her since. He's kind of forgot about it. But I did tell him that I was gonna have another baby in my belly soon, maybe, and it's not gonna be ours again. So, but we're actually gonna go, we're going on a cruise in April, and my intended parents are in Orlando, and I've already talked about meeting, and I haven't even done my screening yet, but
Oh my God.
we're
I
gonna go
love
meet
that.
them. So
Oh,
Good for you.
yay. That'll
Good
be
for you.
fun. Oh,
Love it.
good. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, I know this ending because this ending will be the ending that you
definitely,
deserve
Yep.
for
definitely.
sure.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, how cute. And he enjoyed meeting Jennifer's surrogate babe.
He did. He loved
Cute.
it. So he was actually, it was already planned that he was going to be staying out with my mom that night. And so when it came up that I was going to have to watch the baby, I didn't have to, but I volunteered. But he was like, I want to stay home. And I was like, nope, you're going to Juju's house.
Oh, how
Oh,
funny.
So I was like, I can't do two of you. It's why I don't have two kids, just one at a
Sure.
time.
there you go. Gotcha.
Totally
Oh, at least you
understand.
got to see him, right? That was him
Yeah.
He
holding him.
did. He
Okay.
did.
That's cute.
Very
Yeah, they
sweet.
have to be involved, but I don't, none of my kids. I mean, no, excuse me. Kennedy was the youngest, but none of them got attached. They just wanted me to be done so I could be back in their lives.
Well, not
hmm
me, but the others,
What?
yeah. Not
Not you.
me.
No,
I don't
not you.
remember
The
feeling
other
like
two.
that. Yeah.
No, the other two. The other two were older. They were like, okay, here she goes again. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, here I go again. Yeah, yeah. You're benefiting from this, so don't forget that. Like, you just,
Yeah.
Right.
but yeah,
Very true.
I know, I know. Yeah, they were
Funny.
supportive, but just older kids.
Yeah. Did your guys' families, like, were they fully understanding of like this is not like they're adults, obviously they're gonna understand that this is not your baby and they're your families. But I mean like were they accepting of it? Like were they like did any of them like involved in your journey other than like your immediate household?
Um, for me, not really. I mean, they didn't care, I think, one way or the other. Like, you know,
Yeah.
obviously,
Of
like
your life,
I'm
yeah.
now pregnant at family events and stuff like that, but it's like it's not a big deal. Yeah.
Just another day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody was like, this is wrong. You know what I
Good,
mean? Like nobody like
Good.
had
good.
any negative opinions that they shared.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, I have aunts that live, 5 minutes down the road from me. And for the most part, they didn't really care. They were just like, oh, okay, cool. That's cool of you. One of my aunts was like, I just want you to be okay. You know,
Oh, that's
she gets
sweet.
really emotional about it. And she's like, I just want you to, and I was telling her actually yesterday that I was, going to do it again. And she was like, just promise me that, if you feel like you can't do it for some reason, like if your body's not okay, that you won't do it. Like, I want to make sure you're okay.
Oh,
Um, and then my mom was actually there for the transfer, and she's like super supportive. So she's like my husband, and then there's like my mom. They're like side by side almost when it comes to that for me. So
that's
my
great.
mom was a little bit more like she told my intended parents, she was like, you're going to be a part of our family forever. And like that's kind of where the sadness is in it because they're not.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
shame.
It's hard when it branches off to extended
mhm,
family. Like
They become invested.
they do. I mean, my mom was a part of all three of my journeys, and
mhm.
sh shockingly, the reason that my first couple picked me was because my mom was a surrogate. So they were like, "Oh, well, she gets it. We're gonna go like here, and we're gonna
Well, and in
be."
that culture, the mother, the matriarch, is in
Mhm,
in that person's culture. Matriarch was huge, so that's I
mhm.
think one of his
Yeah,
reasons.
but
Yeah, they're
yeah,
cool.
yeah, and our family. Thank God my mom went through it because I really was just like, just doing what Ellen did, guys. It's fine, and they were
Yep.
like,
Oh,
"Yep,
no, okay.
totally
She
fine."
took the brunt of it for you.
Yeah, she took all the conversations like decades ago, so we're chill now.
Yeah, pretty close. Pretty close. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Mine were because it was a long time ago. So it was so new. Like, I mean, we were talking to somebody earlier and I was like, I hate to say, but kind of a pioneer in it because it was so new back then.
Mhm.
And then the triplet one. And then it was a lot. And then I had some complications and literally died and came back, like literally. And my family was like, "You're
Twice.
never doing this again." And I'm like, "Oh, watch me."
Just watch me.
Because I had to redeem. I had to get the journey I needed. And that was
Mhm.
the triplet journey. And I don't know. I'm always about gut. Whatever your gut's telling you, you got to do. And I've learned and I had to do it and you did it. And in a way, it kind of brought our family a little bit closer together, which might have been weird, but I was estranged from my mom for a little bit. And I just think everybody just kind of took a pause and went, oh, wait, this is a whole nother life or lives. Yeah, it is. So,
Mhm.
um, for that, I'm happy for. Yeah, I know. Nobody ever. We got a lot of people saying, "Is it yours? Why are you giving it away?" Got a lot of that, but we've talked about that on other podcasts. We've got a lot of that just because of the timing
Yeah,
and
I
how
was
well,
gonna
yeah,
say it
the
was very
early
new back then too.
yeah,
early
very new.
2000s. Yeah, no
And
one
then the kids
really.
would do it for shock value,
Heck
like, "Oh,
yeah.
it's not
Mhm.
ours," and then they would go into the whole dissertation. And there's three, and
Yeah.
they're not ours, and you just like, "Oh God, can we just eat dinner?" Yeah,
Yeah.
it got to be a lot.
Got to
Just
be
let them go.
fun.
Let them go. Just let them do it.
That was my husband's favorite thing to do is to tell people, yeah, my wife's pregnant, but it's not my baby.
Right? Oh my, I bet that went over great in the Bible Belt.
Yeah, yeah. His friends were like, "Oh man, I'm so sorry," and he's like, "Oh, it's not hers either."
I love it. Love
So
it.
funny.
Like, wow,
Double
how
shock.
supportive are you? Yeah. God.
That's funny. Oh my
Too funny.
gosh. No,
Yeah.
it's yeah, and I to touch back on it because I don't think I brought up my son's attachment. There
Mm-mm.
was none, so maybe that's why I didn't bring it up.
He
He
was
didn't
so
act there.
little, the first one.
He
So
was really tiny. He was a year and a half when I gave. He was what 15 days shy of being 2 when I gave birth to my first surrogate babe. So
Oh, wow.
oh yeah. Oh yeah. I had my son and my mom's like, I turned 21 the following month after I had him. My mom's like, you could be a surrogate, you qualify. And I was like, you're crazy. And then that following January, I was like,
Nice,
I'm a
Ellen.
surrogate. Oops. Oh, that's Ellen for you. Um, but yeah, he didn't he was never attached to anything. As he got older, he also loved the shock value of telling his teacher, like, yeah, my mom's pregnant, but it's not ours. Like, I think that's fun for every kid. I mean, I was that kid,
Hmm.
so I definitely enjoyed
it's
doing that. I
something
So
still
how
unique.
old?
today.
Unique. Not every other kid gets to tell the teacher. So it's kind of cool. It's kind
Mhm.
of unique.
That's true. That's
How old
true.
was he for your other two journeys?
So for my second one, I had a transfer a year to the day after. So he was about to turn, he was 15 days from turning 3 when I did my second journey. And then he was 3 when baby was born. And then the last journey, he was in pre-K. So he was
Five,
4 when it
four,
started, then
five.
turned
Yeah.
5. Yeah. And then with this one, when I started this journey in 2022, he was what's 10 minus 4, 6.
Yeah.
But so poor kid. He's just been involved with it his whole life. He's had no choice, but he's fine.
Not a
He's
bad
not
thing.
phased.
Bad thing.
He's not
This is
phased,
not
but
A
related
friend
to,
of mine. Go ahead.
oh, how does your son feel about being a big brother?
oh, he has been asking since I met my husband, basically. He's like, so like when do I get a sibling? And we were always like, well, like let us get married. We got married. Okay. So when are you guys when are we having a baby? In a while, we're gonna go through a surrogacy journey. Then the surrogacy journey was taking forever. He's like, Mom, when? And I was like, okay, I threw out like an age. I was like, when you're 8, and it came. And he's like, okay, what about now? I'm like, okay, when you're 9. Like he's just was so adamant. And I think it's because he has so many cousins and he's the only one without a sibling. But when he found out we were gonna have a baby and he was like, it's gotta be a girl. It's gotta be a girl. I love boys, but it's gotta be a girl. And then I think he was more excited that it was a girl than we were.
Oh,
So
Oh.
he's very excited to go through. And it's also just different. Like with my pregnancies with surrogacy, he was like, your belly's a great pillow. Like this is whatever. Like he like never commented, never cared. But now, and also he's older now, so maybe that's why. But he comes up and he's like, "Is she kicking? Can I feel her yet? Can she hear me yet?" So I think I really just prepped him for this moment
Yeah.
with
Oh,
all
that's so
those
sweet.
pregnancies.
Gonna be bonded, way bonded with her before she's
Yeah,
out. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh, this is something I brought up last time because it always sticks with me. So, because I had asked you ladies, what do you ladies come back with when people are like, "Oh, do you ever get attached?" I'm afraid to be a surrogate. I hear this one. I'm afraid to be a surrogate because I'm gonna get attached. Let's tap on that real quick. Were you ladies ever fearful of that? Did you guys ever have that in the back of your head, like when you were
Especially
first
for the
signing up?
first journey, like because
Yeah,
that's when the unknown. Yeah.
right.
And
I
Amber,
can
you
go.
just did your
Yeah.
first journey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a very emotional person and I get attached to everything so quickly. So I was a little bit nervous, but like I said, I went into it with like, okay, this is not my baby. This is not my baby. And my husband said from the beginning, he was like, I'm okay with you doing this, but he was like, I'm gonna tell you every day it's not your baby. And I was like, okay, but you don't need to. Like, it's okay, I'll be okay.
Okay.
And so pretty much, anytime I didn't necessarily want my husband to like feel her kick or anything like that, because like I said, it's not ours. And I was like, whatever.
Okay.
But there was one time where like she was like really pushing on me and I was trying to push her back down and he was like, it's not yours. I was like, I know, I'm just trying to get her to move. But but yeah, no, I was worried about it, but then like once it happened and I was pregnant, like it was just there was an immediate like difference, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was able to kind of separate that.
Like
Yeah.
kind of like disassociate, not the negative
Hmm.
connotation of it, but like I feel like as surrogates we do have to compartmentalize like
Hmm.
where
But
we
also like
are.
when I'm pregnant in general, like I can be just barely pregnant and I'm sitting there, my brain all day is like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant.
Did
It's like
you did you
I
do that
can't forget. Yes.
with
It's like
okay.
I can't forget that I'm pregnant. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm pregnant. I can't believe it. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant.
Oh my gosh, that's
That's
so
fun.
funny. I'm the
I'm the
complete
opposite.
opposite.
Yeah. And I would just forget and be like, oh crap, I can't do that. I can't have a drink. Oh dang. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did once certain things I would start to forget, like, oh, I can't lift this because I'm pregnant.
Ah.
But that was I think it was because this pregnancy was easier than my own son. I wasn't as sick, like there wasn't as many reminders as there were
Right.
with him, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense.
For sure. That's the to me
Yeah.
those are the best kind of pregnancies where you like, oh, that's right. I can't see my toes. Like I forgot about that. Like it's just
I got a big chest. I can't do that anyway.
I
See,
do
the
not.
problems
So
we have. Bummer. Yeah.
um shoot, I forget the question.
Oh, what
Like your
was the
first
question?
journey, did you
Oh
feel
Oh,
like you
yeah.
were you
Great
afraid you were
memory,
gonna get
Mom.
attached?
Great
Yeah.
memory.
I'm glad I'm not the only one. I forget
It's
to.
okay.
Um, yeah, I wasn't worried about getting attached even before my first journey.
Right.
And at the end of my first journey, like I did touch on this when I did my podcast with you guys, like
Yeah.
my set, what was it called? My episode. There you go.
There you
Um, that I was supposed to be a part of a tandem pregnancy,
That's
but
right.
I didn't find out until after I was pregnant, and because I
Right.
would have been the first. And so I had feelings about that because I had like feelings of like, wait, I have to share my couple,
Yeah.
Right.
share the spotlight, share
Yeah.
whatever. And then because of COVID and everything shut down, she couldn't get the transfer.
Right.
So when I had the baby, she was kind of chomping at the bit, like, you know, when can I get my transfer now that everything's open? And they had a newborn baby and they were like,
Yeah, no.
yeah, no, like we're not ready for you to have a transfer yet. So they separated from her, or got out of contract with her or whatever, so she
Yeah.
could move on and rematch. And then because when I gave birth, I kind of thought, okay, that's the end with them.
Mm.
Okay.
And I got emotional about that
Aw.
because
Sure.
I still am very close to my dad's got a divorce. So I'm close to one of the dads still. I was
Okay.
very close to both of them, but I had to choose one in the divorce. So um
Oh.
I
Wait,
just
that's
had
just
to because of because of the way that it all went down.
Yeah, the
But anyway,
divorce. I know. I thought of the triplets. I was
no,
that's
so
bad.
awful. Like honestly, I probably, oh God, it was so horrible.
Ugh,
Because of my attachment to the dads,
yeah.
that was very emotional for me. But yeah,
Uh,
so when I gave birth and I was sad because it was over for us, it was kind of like everything was over. My attachment was to the journey. You know what I mean? Like it was
oh
to the
yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
And then when they were like, "Will you be our surrogate for the sibling journey?" And I was like, "Hell yeah!" And 9 months later, I got a transfer. Like 9 months
Wow.
after I gave birth, which is the soonest you can. So like
Yeah.
I dropped the baby weight to get the medical okay to get
Clearance.
the transfer.
Wow.
Go girl. So they're
So
close in age. Yes.
yeah, because like
Like
she's
Irish twins.
5 and he's gonna be 3. So
Oh, okay.
yeah.
It's amazing. Wow.
Quick though. That's quick.
Yes.
Whew,
Yeah.
nice.
So so then I was preparing myself at the end of that
Sure.
that was gonna be it for
Done.
them. Like
Yeah.
yeah. And so we had, until they separated, it was me and them. And the only reason I knew something was wrong was because we missed a month of video call. And I was like, what the hell is going on? And nobody was answering my text messages. And I was like, something's wrong. And then one of the
Oh,
dads messaged
wow.
me and he was like, can we talk? And I was like, oh my God, he's giving me bad news. And he
Yeah.
did. And we were
And he
just
did.
bawling and it was awful.
Oh, so sad. That's
Yeah.
hard. That's
It
really
was so
hard.
hard. But yeah, so my attachment, like again, like I love seeing the kids. I love seeing the kids grow.
Sure.
They call me Amanda and I am fine with that. And I'm like an aunt that lives far away. Um,
Sweet.
and I'm cool with that. Like I love seeing that they're growing up and they're talking to me now and like interacting and it's so cool. But I don't feel attached to them.
Yeah. We're
You
just
know.
Right.
we're
Like,
just
yeah.
relieved that they're doing well. Like that's
Right.
yeah.
Healthy,
Right.
cared for. Like that's I think what we all surrogates we want. We're like, well, we got into this to help create life and
Exactly. And
now
families.
it needs to go live wherever it needs
Yeah.
to go live. So that way, but like we got it here. Or
My
they're here,
triplets
them here.
all graduated college and they all have big adult jobs. And it's like so weird. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So funny.
You guys
It
can
is
buy me
weird.
dinner? Okay, that's fun. Like,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
it was
that's
kind of
so
it's
funny.
cute. It's fun to watch. It
That
really
Yeah.
is so wild to think about.
it is.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's not something that we think about at first. Like, oh, these kids are going to grow up one day. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
you
right.
know?
And
They're
two of
always
them
gonna
are
be
in
little.
serious
Yeah.
relationships. And I'm like, and I was talking to one of the dads, and I'm like, you think, am I going to be invited to the wedding? He's like, oh,
I was going to say,
hell
Ellen's
yes.
going
And
to
I'm
some weddings.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
then
Well,
it says
because
California mom. Maybe I'll be grandma, like California grandma or California yaya. I don't know. I can pitch that. Like if
sure,
they,
Aw.
you could totally pitch that. Yeah.
that's not
No.
attachment. That's just excitement because these kids
No,
are like
yeah.
living full-fledged lives. Like it's
Yeah.
phenomenal. Yeah,
I mean, I love it. You are a part of their family. Like,
I
I
am.
just
Oh
love
yeah.
that.
I am.
Oh
I
yeah.
know. It's so fun.
And like those dads, they sent when I had my first child, they sent me a giant teddy bear, which my son now takes a picture with. He got it 4 days after he was born. He's taken it. He was born January 1st, so every January 4th, I take a picture of him and that bear to see how he grows. And then my sister
Aw.
was also given the same present with her firstborn. So they're like these
They're really cool.
distant, but not so distant, like uncles. Like they're there. Like they know who they are. And I've never talked about it, but it's like so weird to me, like processing it, because Amber, you had just said we don't ever think of them as being like grown-ups. The last time I saw the triplets before the Jennifer Hudson show was when they were in the NICU. So like that's when like they were born. And then I
Wow.
was like, oh my gosh, I remember when they
It's like
came
out
out
of
and
sight, out of mind.
yeah, I think I hugged Sebastian first, or maybe it was Ben, and I was like, "You're so tall!" Like I kept repeating it because I was in such shock. I'm like, "You people were like little tiny things," and then my son got to meet them. So like it was just like this weird
Like full
full
circle.
Circle.
Yeah.
circle. There wasn't like an attachment. It's just like pure love
Yeah.
on my end, and like it's a
Admiration
very
for
complex. Yeah, it's
and
very interesting and fascinating.
kudos to the dads like for raising such
Mhm.
three great kids. Like
Yeah.
I'm like that could not have been easy. Like no.
For real.
And all in college at the same time and all driving at the same time. And I'm like, oh my God, all that money. Okay. All right.
For sure. That's a lot.
But we digress. Sorry. Okay, go back.
But yeah.
Sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, do you ladies have anything else to kind of like add? You were gonna ask a question, Mom?
No, just like really in a nutshell, like from what we've talked, this is 4 surrogates we've talking to right now. And I think if we pulled a bunch more, I think they'd all have the same sentiment. It's not really an attachment to the baby. It's an attachment to the journey and to get to the end of the journey in a healthy manner, which results in a live baby or babies like, that can go and lead fulfilling, wonderful lives with their new family and their parents. Like that, I think that's just the end goal everybody wants.
Yes.
I might be overstepping my bounds on that one, but I think most surrogates would think that's why we get into this. We just want to help.
Yeah.
Help. Oh,
Perfectly
Agreed.
said.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to help.
I think we covered like a lot
Is
of it.
anything
Like,
that we missed?
I don't know.
No, you guys, Amanda and Amber. No.
Anything else to add?
I do have like one more thing.
Yeah.
So I guess for me, with my most recent journey, another thing that I was not very good at, which maybe other surrogates might be, which I don't regret necessarily, but it's something to think about. I didn't create very strong boundaries with the dads. Like our relationship, it kind of was very organic and happened as it happened. Like we weren't super close during the pregnancy. Like during the pregnancy, like, we talked here and there, but it was like they came a week before I gave birth and we had dinner a few times and, like got together. They came to some appointments. But when she was born, like they were very much like, you will always be her mother. And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Wow.
So so like they still speak to the egg donor too, and she just had a baby, the egg donor too, like a little bit before the baby was born. Um, and they're very much like, you guys are members of their family. Like, you guys are both her moms, but like, you're the mother who carried her. And like, they would call me mommy, and they're not doing that anymore so much. But that was a hard thing for me because I'm like, I'm not her mom. Because I did keep saying, like, I'm not her mom like that, but they would be like, mommy's here. And I'm like, which like didn't help during the whole I'm nannying /
Right.
mommy's here.
Right.
Oh
So
my
yeah, so I
honey.
think like, but again, I think taking care of the baby after you give birth is not the norm.
Yeah.
It's not typical for surrogates. And then also, I don't think like these dads had a completely different idea of who I was. And maybe it's,
After the
they're
birth?
in like after the birth,
After the birth.
like, like not that my role was like that, what I was going to be taking care of their baby or anything like that. Like, it was just that we kind of were like this weird little throuple for a while.
Cute.
Like where I was there and they were going to bed and trying to get their rest, or one of them would be doing the laundry and running around cleaning, and I was
Trust
just
you,
like
man.
with the baby, and yeah,
Trust
so
me.
it was. And I think like, and the biological father, his mom, she's very involved now, she lives with them.
Oh.
And when she would talk to me or refer to me, it was always like, you're her mother and we thank you so much for you and everything. And it's very like, I think it's like a status thing, like, because they're Chinese too. I don't know. Like,
Oh yeah,
and I
that was my
think
first
like,
couple.
That does make
yeah,
sense.
so I think it's like how I am honored, I guess. But
Yes.
it's very weird for me because the word mother or mommy or whatever that's reserved for my children.
Yes.
So it did make it a little bit like, but I didn't know how like we were already saying it. So that's something like to think about, like how you're referred to. I don't think most couples would refer to the surrogate like as that, but
Right.
it's something to think about, just like something to be like discussed beforehand, because we didn't discuss that beforehand, but that wasn't something I ever would have thought
Right.
beforehand
And then you
either.
were just thrust
So,
into it and you're
No,
like, oh, I don't want to be disrespectful and tell them
right.
no. And yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So grateful and appreciative of
sure.
what I just did. And okay. Yeah.
Right.
Huh, wow.
Right.
Do you
And
think
and I'm
that's
also like pumping and stuff too. So like I think all
Yeah.
those hormones and all of that, it was
That's
just kind of
motherly
like,
duties right there. Like I
yeah.
understand where they were coming from, but gosh, that would have been hard in that moment to tell them no. It would have
do
been.
you think
I would
that's like from a man's perspective though, of like surrogate mother, like that term? And I know we're trying to phase that out, but we still have intended parents reach out to us at the agency like, I'm looking for a surrogate mother, and we're like, Please don't say that. Like, just say like a gestational carrier or just surrogate,
Yeah.
take out the mother because we're not the mother.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
maybe
Right.
like because you had, a gay couple, like maybe they don't have that feminine, I don't know.
Role
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
type thing. Yeah. Because like my mom said, the triplets did refer, I don't know if you guys ever had that conversation, Mom, but the triplets did refer to her as like California mom. And when she told that to my first couple, who one of them was Chinese, he was like, "Oh, that's a great idea." And I was like, "Oh, is it? Are we sure about that?" Like I was recently just like crowned a new mother myself. Like I was like, "Wait, what is this?"
The
Um
triplets thought that name up.
yeah,
When they
no,
were
I know, but
they were
it is
young. Yeah.
something that's we've never talked about on here, and it is a good thing to talk about. I do think
Ahead
it's
of time.
definitely more so that culture, and especially when that is the same sex couple, like for sure. I That's my take on that, but
Hmm.
yeah, I think it's just an honor to you.
Mhm.
Like
I
that's
do
kind of
too.
Yeah.
how like I
I do
viewed it,
too.
but it is
A little
different.
unnerving when you hear it because you're like you
Yeah.
did this whole journey with like I am not attached. I'm not the mother. I'm not.
Right,
No.
right.
And now you're calling me
Right.
mom. Wait,
Right, we're
hold
gonna
on.
give you this label now. And it's
Yeah.
like, wait.
Yeah.
Right.
That wasn't what I signed up for.
Exactly.
And the
So
triplets have graduated. I am now Ellen.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
I'm Ellen. Okay, I
You're
like
Ellen.
it. I like it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I just
No, I do
remember too,
remember
I
you
was in the
talking about
hospital.
that. Oh,
Y'all did. I think y'all did talk about that.
Oh, maybe.
Um, I can remember being in the hospital and, just somebody random come in and they're like, "Hey, mama." And I'm like,
Oh,
"Not the
right.
mama, not the
Right.
mama. The mama's
Yep.
right
yeah.
there."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I think I think in my last journey, I got like one of the signs that said like, not the mom, I'm the surrogate. The mom's in such and such, whatever. Like, because I was just like, at that time they had started making these little signs being like, not
Hmm.
the mom, like, don't call me mom. And I'm lucky that was my like third journey at that hospital, so they very much knew who I was and the fact that like I was just having babies for other people. So like, you're not the mom. I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna use that vocabulary here, but it
But
is
if,
common.
and if there's a mom in the room, if you're doing this for a heterosexual couple, there's
Yeah.
a mom in the room. It's like, oh, I didn't tell them to call me that. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Makes it
My
a little
intended mom
awkward.
was very much so like, "I'm the mom. She's
Okay.
not. She's not." Like,
Good.
Okay.
Yeah.
she
You
was
got
like on it.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Good.
that's no diss to the healthcare workers because they're just so used to in
So
the
used
labor
to
and
coming in and
delivery.
going, "Hey,
Yeah.
mama."
Hey mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
literally it's not even a thought. It's like riding a bike. That's just what you say.
Yep.
So
Yep.
no diss to them. It's just yeah, it's a education. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh? There you
Yep.
go.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you, ladies. This was beautiful. I love seeing your beautiful faces again. And any other advice for anybody out there for any surrogates becoming like a first time surrogate who might be fearful or people who are maybe intended mothers or,
Right.
just like kind of put that fear to ease?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I did see an interview. It's on Facebook all of the time, and
Oh,
it's with a gay intended parent, and he talks about his fears before he started the journey about that the surrogate would want to keep the baby or that would have an attachment or something like that. And I don't know, it's a surrogacy agency, I think that puts this little video out. And I just find it so weird because he was like they would steal my baby. And he literally said that. And I'm like,
oh,
like it makes me feel weird because I'm like, no, we don't feel like that.
wait,
Like
we're
the
not doing
surrogates
this.
do not feel like that.
Really? I'm gonna go through all those shots, all that
Yeah.
medication. Just I don't want to say there's easier ways, but no, there isn't. No, no, that's not what we're going into this for. It's just
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why would I
It's
do this like, I'm not doing this just for myself.
yeah,
If I
but
wanted to
Right.
do it, I would.
it's
right.
such
If
an
I wanted to have
Exactly.
another baby, I
yeah,
would.
an unattainable goal for especially maybe let's just take it single gay man. Like, how are you going to do this? And then for somebody to come along and go, oh, I'll carry it for you. I'll carry this baby for you. Like, that's just like a dream come true. Like, so I can understand where the fear may come from.
Mhm.
Why
Yeah.
do they want to help me? And it's really, we come back to it every single time. It's just the education that
Yeah.
Hmm.
why do people want to do this?
Yeah.
All
Because
different reasons.
we
All different.
all are moms. That's a required
requirement.
Yep.
Right.
We all know, well, in the US, we all know what it's like to have kids and to raise them. And we know what it's like to have a mini you or
Yeah.
whatever it is that you want. Jennifer Aniston put it like that. And I was like, there is nothing wrong with what you said, girl. Because like, there is nothing wrong with wanting a mini you. And like, if this is your way of having a mini you, then that's why we're here.
We can
here to
help you.
Yeah.
I don't want your baby.
Right. And that's the thing. Like, I think that fear is a legitimate fear, but I think podcasts like this and people sharing, and the more you know, like the more we talk about it,
Yeah.
it's just not, it's probably like a 1 in a billion surrogate that would be like, I want the baby. I'm going to run off with the baby. Like that would
Right.
be
And those are the stories that make the
right.
news. Because,
Most likely that would be the one that made the news. But for all
Yeah.
the rest of us that are like normal and doing just what we're supposed to do, it's
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, just under the rug over here. It's fine.
Back in the 80s, there was a really big case that was just about that.
Oh, that's right. I remember
She
you
wanted
mentioning
it.
that
Yep.
before. Yeah.
Yep. Went to court
Yeah.
and everything was ridiculous. But I haven't heard that decades. Like I haven't heard it at all.
No.
Like unless they're just keeping it under the radar, but I haven't heard it.
Yeah.
Well, I
They're
think
being good
because
at it.
well, I think because like people are working with agencies and also like there's way more like laws around it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like when it was new, you know, where people were doing traditional surrogacy, I think
Correct.
it's a lot different. Like
It
it's
is.
Super different.
the Wild West. But now
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
it's an industry, it's a business, it's
Yes. It's very structured. There's
Rules and
like very
regulations.
detailed contracts involved, ethics, like everything. So
we gotta make sure we're not crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little
You
bit.
trying to say something, Amber? Sorry, I think I cut you off.
Oh, no. I was just saying, like, it's just if they are doing it, they're just hiding it very well.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
But no, I mean, I think for me, the biggest thing that I would like people to know is like, one, like we've said before, you're going to get more attached to the parents. But two, like, if you do get attached to the parents or the baby, it's okay to cry. I mean, you've got to get those feelings out. And it's not uncommon to cry either. Some people are like, you're like, oh, well, I'm going to be completely detached. Like, I'm not going to have any feelings at all. Like, you're going through a lot with your body. And like, I know I have surrogates ask me, they're like, so emotionally, like if I'm not okay, is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, of course it's okay. Like you went through something and it is kind of traumatic. Birth is traumatic to anybody, whether it's your baby or not. And
Yeah.
so you have to kind of work through those feelings and, you know, not ashamed to say that I cried, but
Yeah.
it didn't mean that I was depressed because
Correct.
I
Right.
missed the baby.
Right.
It's such a huge part of your life for a good 15, sometimes 18 months, maybe 2 years, depending on when the transfers took.
4 years.
Right.
Long
For very,
time.
very long.
And then boom, it's over. They're going off and living their life, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, of course you're gonna have emotions. Of course you're gonna be. It's how you're supported in that moment, and that's I think where surrogacy has really stepped up. I'm seeing it a lot, and I'm really happy about it that they're supporting surrogates. They're allowing therapy. They're allowing because it's a lot.
But no, like that was my biggest thing. Like I was afraid to cry. And like I said, my husband mentioned like I'm gonna make sure you're okay emotionally. And so like you just have to know like that's normal. And that was something that I had to also tell my husband, like that's normal to have feelings. It's just know that it's not those feelings.
Right.
Great.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yep. And however you feel is however you feel. You have your
It's not
feelings are in the right. No matter, it's a lot to process. It's a lot of hormones. Just go with the roller coaster, and you're not alone. Reach out to people on social media. We have all, if you reach out to someone, I know this for a fact, but if you reach out to someone that hasn't personally felt like that, they will definitely know somebody who has, and they'll be like, hey, go talk to so-and-so. It's a great community. It really is. So yeah. Thank you, ladies, so much for your time. This was so
good
fun.
luck, both of you. Amanda, you doing another one or you know? Don't
I
know.
don't know.
Okay, then good luck to both of you in your journeys. There we go. Easy.
Have a great night, ladies.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You too.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Okay.
My goodness. That was beautiful.
That was lovely.
I love
Different
that.
perspective a little bit there. Yeah, that was crazy. She nannied. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I would have
No,
jumped
for
at it
sure.
though. I would have jumped at it if one of my people
Well, I know
asked.
you would have.
Totally. But But I really think I would have gotten attached. I really do.
But what normal human wouldn't in that instance?
Correct.
Like even just like a normal nanny who has
Yeah.
nothing to do with any journey of pregnancy.
Didn't carry the baby, right?
Yeah,
And
you're
taking
taking
care
care. Like when I was a daycare teacher, I grew attached to a few little humans, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I love you, little people. Like
Yeah.
it's
I
just
know,
a
true.
normal human nature.
Yeah.
That part, yeah.
That's really cool that she could do that. That was
For
really
sure, that's super cool.
Yeah.
No, that's super cool. Thank you so much for your input, ladies.
Yes, thank you so much, ladies.
If anybody has any stories or questions they would like to share, please feel free to reach out to us on Instagram at Stop.Sit.Surrogate or at our email at Stop.Sit.Surrogate@gmail.com.
It's been another edition of Stop.Sit.Surrogate Friday Facts with Ellen and Kennedy. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Before we wrap up, a huge thank you to our sponsor, U.S. Surrogacy. Their support helps us continue to share real stories, educate our community, and connect families through the incredible journey of surrogacy. Thanks so much for tuning in to Stop.Sit.Surrogate, where every story matters and every journey is worth sharing. We'll see you next time.
If you enjoyed this podcast, be sure to give us a like and subscribe. Also, check out the link to our YouTube channel in the description. And be sure to also check out our children's book, My Mom Has Superpowers, sold on Amazon and Etsy.